Recently, I decided to try something that I'd found really intimidating for a long time. I went to an open mic and I tried stand-up comedy for the first time. And I went to this local spot, a Thai food restaurant called the Jai Thai, that had been advertising comedy nights on Tuesdays and Fridays, and this felt like a place where if I did terribly, nobody would ever have to find out. But what I ended up finding at the Jai Thai was actually this awesome window into the local Seattle comedy community, and the people there had actually turned this kind of shoddy venue into something really special. I did end up bombing that night pretty hard, but I had such a good time watching the other comedians and talking to people about comedy that I went back, and I tried to do a little bit better, and over the next few weeks, I started to really look forward to the open mic nights at the Jai Thai. And that's when the bad news came. After 12 years of hosting comedy nights, the Jai Thai was coming under new management, and they were considering ending the open mics for good. But there was still a glimmer of hope. When the announcement was made, we were told that there would be one last open mic comedy night at the Jai Thai, and if it was successful enough, they might continue the tradition. So for the first time on this YouTube channel, I'm not going to be doing a one-on-one interview, but instead I'm going to take you guys out of the podcast studio here and over to the Jai Thai, where we can enjoy what ended up being a pretty special evening commemorating this open mic and all the people that it's impacted over the years. One thing that was immediately clear was that I wasn't the only person who thought that the Jai Thai was a welcoming place to try stand-up for the first time. In fact, it was definitely a theme when I talked to people throughout the night.
Well, it's the place where I started doing stand-up. To me, it almost feels like a loved one, you know. It feels like this person I know who I've been taking care of, who's been in hospice for 2 years since COVID, and I'm trying to keep them alive because I love them so much.
When I wanted to restart Jai Thai after the pandemic, I came into the bar and it was just covered in tables and chairs, like the stage, and paint and cloth, random cloth. I remember I spoke to the owner and I was like, let's do this. And Corinna hooked me up. The owner was like, yeah, let's do this. I was like, cool, can we move the stuff off the stage? She was like, yeah, I'll move the stuff off the stage tomorrow, we'll get this started. Came back the next day, it's still on the stage, still shit on the stage. And to me, that's kind of a metaphor for what running this show has been like. It's like, I'm appreciative, thank you, but I still have to clear off the stage. I don't know.
Oh man, I started at Jai Thai in 2014, and it was really where you learned how smart the Seattle crowd is and how demanding they are, and you can't just have little shitty dick jokes. You have to really be intelligent with your writing. They want to hear somebody that says something, and they want to have a real silly time.
Oh man, guys, it's so good to be back here. I haven't been on this stage in 5 years. I live in LA now. I have a building full of aspiring actors, and I am getting really good at telling the difference between dialogue delivery and domestic disputes.
The Jai Thai is the first spot that I actually broke off into comedy in. So there's a lot of sentimental value here for me because this is where my comedy shit started. This is where I met my comedy family, man. When I heard it was shutting down, we all pulled up. We thought we were going to have to burn this place down. But, I'm happy to be here, and without Jai Thai, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at as a comedian.
I love drinking, I love doing drugs, which led me to this. I love celebrating white people's holidays. They're really fun, man, they really are. Like black holidays, I mean, they're necessary, but they're really, they get kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. They get a little sad because they're always usually talking about, labor disputes.
If you had two heads, would you be friends with the other head? How many of you think yes? You can raise your hand. How many of you think no? How many of you think it depends how far away the other head is?
I guess my story with Jai Thai is I started doing comedy at Jai Thai. This was like my first homeroom in winter of 2016 as a young adolescent 20-year-old comic. And I haven't had any more success with comedy 6 years later, but I'm sad to see it go, I thought I saw one of those self-driving, driverless cars today, but it turns out the dude was just the same color as his car seat. This has been a quarter of my life performing comedy in this room, so it's a bummer.
It's where I spent my 20s. It's where I did comedy from the time I was 22. It's the first place I came to in Seattle, the first night in Seattle. I came here wanting to do comedy. Jai Thai was the first place I went to. I came back here because 9 or 10 years ago I built these curtains, and if they take them down, I want them back.
This feels like a fucking scam. You know, this feels like the furniture store that like has a going out of business sale, and then those fucking pricks never close. But you bought a bunch of furniture like a fucking idiot.
It's a good room. You know, it's a nice place to get 3 minutes in, and it's closing, so hopefully another place can open up, but they're not gonna have the stoop. It's not gonna be the same.
Yeah, Jai Thai's very sad. Jai Thai's closing. Got a whole like a documentary guy out there. You guys seen him filming this whole thing? Yeah, let's give it up for him. There's like 4 of us were talking outside, just like hanging out. And he was like, "You guys want to say something about Jai Thai closing?" And we passed around the mic, and it was just 4 guys being like, "We're really sad. It's gonna close, and it's not gonna be here no more." Like, like nothing to say about it. But we're gonna miss it.
It's a great room. I started here, among other places, largely here. And, yeah, I don't know. Sucks. This is ending, but what are you going to do?
It is, but whatever. I got 3 minutes. It's the last time up here. Fuck it. Eat my dick. I don't care.
Yeah, I love this place. I did my first showcase here. I did my first roast battle here. Thank you. I did my first competition here. Hello. That's tomorrow. Lost my virginity here.
Wish I had more time at Jai Thai, or at least didn't get bumped so much. Gonna miss this place.
There's so many people here tonight, I think we started a new variant.
But anyways, we're gonna start a new podcast live outside of Jai Thai every day until they put it back on. It's gonna be the protest cast. We're gonna be here every day until they reinstate open mic.
I like the 90s movie vibe of the room. It's like we have a mic to save, and the only way we can do it is to have the best comedy show this town's ever seen.
So as you know, people are coming in. I'm going to interview many different comedians today, starting with my friend Banji. Banji, would you like to say a quick hello and some nice words for Jai Thai on maybe its last ever open mic?
Yes, no, Jai Thai has been an excellent space for comedy in Seattle. It would be a shame to see it go. We're very excited to produce Jai Thai tonight. It's going to be a good time, and I hope we can have more time like this in the future. Cheers.
Seattle, it's different. You know, we have our own forms of like catfishing or whatever. You know, in LA, Photoshop, make your ass 3C thick, you know, the Brazilian facelift. Most people don't know about that. It's a little secret technique. But here in Seattle, what I found is that people are catfishing by drawing calluses on their hands to flex that they go to indoor climbing gyms.
Another great guest and frequent patron of Jai Thai is Dan. Dan, how about some words for Jai Thai?
It's an American comedy institution, and we need more places like it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
I'm a high-rise window cleaner, right? That's not the most dangerous thing I'll do today. I'll probably go home and eat some raw cookie dough.
Well, we're going to try to get this open mic back so that we can give the people what they want, and that is amazing comedy every Tuesday and Friday. Thank you so much.
So many comics are talking about what a great place this is, and we all know what epic, terrible comedy we've all seen here. So many nights, and a lot tonight. I mean, let's be honest.
So, the last time I was up here, I bombed so hard that the owner decided to cancel open mics here. So, that's on me, guys.
Had a lot of good times here. Had some bombs where I was like, I should hang myself when I go home, but I'm still here. I made it. But yeah, man, like we're gonna miss it. It's been fucking good. Right? And also, I have a sweet tracksuit on, so I'm glad that this is immortalized forever. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, guys, it's almost springtime, which is great because I have seasonal depression. Woo! Yeah, I wouldn't have done that if I were you, but that's all right.
Very sad night. We're still gonna do our dick jokes though.
Do you know how hard it is to send a dick pic via email in 2010? First, you gotta find a digital camera. Then you gotta take a picture just... Because everybody knows that angles are everything. Then you gotta plug that camera to a computer where you download that image as a JPEG file. Then you gotta click and drag that image into the body of an email where you CC each recipient bad bitch that you know.
Since this is like the last night at Jai Thai or something, I'm gonna start with some confessions. On January 4th, 2022, I clogged the toilet in the bathroom. On January 4th, 2022, I got solicited for a blowjob after the show. Actually, wait, I missaid that. I wanted to suck some guy's dick after the show because he laughed really hard at my jokes.
One of the things that I liked about Jai Thai is almost nobody expected to see comedy that was in the restaurant.
Nah, man, it's just as well this place goes under. The kitchen's got more rats in it than an FBI snitch list. By the way, who ordered the food? All right, hope you got your booster shot. Holy smokes, man, that's bold. You got the pot stickers? Dude, that's where they nest.
The amount of fights I've had to stop outside, the amount of fights I have started outside.
This was the first place for so many people. It's an accepting mic, whatever your level. We have comics from every range coming here, and I'm going to miss it dearly.
If I could get sentimental for a moment. Penis, 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 P.
I went to treatment for anorexia. No, it wasn't, like, at first I called it anorexia jail, but then I started having fun and I started calling it the vacation at Eating Disorder Island.
It's not exclusive, and you're just free to do whatever you want. Whether you're a pro or a brand new guy, I've been here since, I just started in January, so it was like 4 months, but I've always felt welcome. Met a lot of good friends who I'm still friends with, and it's really helped me blossom as a comic and as a person. I can't put into words how much Jai Thai means to me.
I am from Laos. I was celebrating Laos's national pastime today, which is gambling. You're absolutely right. Americans play baseball. Canadians play hockey. Laos people play slots at Muckleshoot Casino.
People ask me to be more descriptive about what it's like to have cerebral palsy. Well, you have spasms all the time. So essentially, I've been faking orgasms since way before I knew what they were.
You know, I've spent so many years in this room just wanting to kill myself.
Jai Thai was the hangout. It was if you were a local guy and you weren't playing the club that night, you weren't booked out in Bellingham or someplace, you were hanging out here. And it was all because of this guy, Anthony Calderone, who I'm sure you have another interview with, but this guy's made the whole thing happen.
We started the show here, and it was just honestly like a chance for comics who weren't booked on the weekends to come and have a chance to do a spot. That was like our whole goal, was just to give people who aren't necessarily known or necessarily making money or doing whatever, we just wanted to have a spot for them to come do stand-up on the weekends.
Love this fucking stage so much. My friend Evan built this motherfucker. It's pretty amazing. A friend of mine built the stage. Fuck you. All right. I feel like you guys are more impressed that I could do a push-up.
It's the place that gave me my voice. It's the place that, kind of showed me how to get into entertainment. So, and I'm in entertainment now.
When a venue closes, it's not as if all the other venues get more people. It's just that a lot of people just don't participate in comedy anymore.
This stool will never get humped again. This mic stand will never get humped again. This gong will never get humped again. we might need to find a new place to be sad together.
If people don't attend live comedy and if people don't support live comedy, it just goes away. It really just goes away.
Holy shit! Look at how many people care. Look at how many people care about this fucking room, about comedy.
I want to do a little thing. I want to do a little thing if you'll play along with me. At the end of what could be the final set at Jai Tai. Fuck, this is not gonna work. I want the final set at Jai Tai. I'm gonna do some jokes. I'm gonna do 3 minutes of jokes. And I want no one to laugh. Because I think what a better, or say classic, don't do that either. I love you though, voice. Because I think what better way to potentially end the Jai Tai open mic forever than with a bomb. Hi, my name is Paul. I look like Harry Potter and Ron Weasley had a child. And if you're like, how is that possible? Magic. I'm gay. Fruit comic. Yummy, yummy. Wow, I guess I thought there'd be more Wiggles fans. What do we want to hear? This is fun. I know what you're thinking. Boy, it must suck to grow up gay. Well, you're right. I remember, I think it's hard to describe growing up gay. I think a good analogy is if you had blue hands. You have bright blue hands, and you're going around school or town or whatever, and it becomes apparent that people don't like the blue hands people. They call them funny names. They're like turquoise thumb or blue faggot. So you don't show anyone your hands. You put your hands in your pockets. And then you feel pressured to go on a date with a girl for prom, and late at night in the back of a Subaru, she says, "Finger me." And you're like, can't show you my hands. And she's like, what, do you have blue hands? And you're like, I don't have blue hands. And then finally, you get to college and you're like, I'm blue, baba dee baba die, baba dee baba die. Wow, I guess people don't want to hear that, huh? Well, this sucked. Fuck you, Jai Tai.
When the show ended that night, there was kind of a feeling of defeat in the air, as we all felt like we were saying goodbye to this place that had made such a big impact on us. But I'm really happy to report it wasn't goodbye after all. See, that final show ended up being a huge success, and so many people came out to support that the new managers changed their minds.
So thankfully, Jai Tai did not die that night. The community came together and convinced the management here to save it, and now the bar is run by comedians. We get 100% of the proceeds, we run it, we do all of that stuff, and so it's been Really great for the community. We still do open mics here Tuesdays, Fridays, and then we have showcases on Saturdays.
Do you guys like pornography? Yeah. Awesome. What do you guys like? Everybody just shout it out on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. MILFs! We got him. We planned that ahead of time. Everybody, we all met up ahead of time. And we were like, let's get him. Everybody, when I say it, everyone else be quiet.
Yo, when I was younger, I wanted to be in a gang, but I didn't want to be in any gang, right? I wanted to be in the best gang. I wanted to be in the top tier, top of the food chain gang. So I wanted to be a cop.
It's too bad about abortion. That was a fun ride, huh? Fun ride while we had it? Good stuff. Back to pushing each other down the stairs, eh?
We're at Comedy on Broadway on Instagram. That's the best way you can find us. But we're really happy to be here and to be providing this space for the Seattle stand-up community still.
Part of me felt kind of silly making this video about the last night at Jai Thai once I found out it wasn't actually the last night at Jai Thai and they're going to keep doing comedy. But I think that shining a light on this night where we almost lost this venue really emphasizes how much a place like this impacts people.
This is my favorite fucking place in the whole entire world, you guys.
Give it up for Jai Thai, man. Let me come on and express myself and show you how much of a piece of shit I can be. I love this room.
I love you, Jai Thai.
Jai Thai, thank you so much.
So to me, even though this kind of ended up being like a false alarm, it really does reveal how important these spaces are for our communities. So if you love comedy, go out and support it. Stop by a local open mic, buy some beers, and let's keep this stuff going on. It really is so important. All right, that's all for now, you guys. If you want to see more of this type of content, hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing more one-on-one interviews. I'm going to be doing more stuff where I bring you guys out into the world like this. And yeah, we're just going to see where it all ends up. So thanks for watching. Till next time.